This is Marcus with MMA Nut and StudioMMA. I'm here with Ed Soares, the man. You will probably see him interviewing some of the top guys, but he's also the manager behind Jose Aldo. He's got Anderson Silva, and for Saturday night, Lyoto Machida as well. Ed, you've done an amazing job bringing over Brazilian fighters to the UFC. What is it that Brazilian fighters bring to the game? Why are Brazilian fighters so good compared to many other countries still?
Well, I just believe the sport has been around Brazil. That's where it started in Brazil. I just think that a lot of times, the Brazilians have that little bit of an edge simply because of the hard life and the adversity that they have to overcome. And when they get an opportunity to come in here, they're going to take that opportunity and run with it. I think not that the Brazilians are better than anyone. I think they've just been doing it a little bit longer. But as you can see, the American talent, how it's developing, and not only the Americans, just from all over the world, you're starting to get talent. And it's just, the gap of the difference in, before, where the Brazilians seem to be light years ahead of most of the people. Now you're seeing there's not as big of a gap, and the rest of the world is catching up and learning techniques, and the sport is evolving, and I believe that the best is yet to come. I think that the next evolution of fighters are going to be better than the fighters of now. I think there's certain things that are going to be hard to beat, like the records that Anderson Silva has set with right now 13 consecutive wins and 8 title defenses. I believe those are type of records that are going to be very difficult to ever beat, just because the sport is evolving, the guys are getting more technical, and it's really going to be almost impossible to go and be undefeated,
But you have done an amazing job of bringing over some of the most exciting, most talented fighters that we have, in not just in the UFC, but mixed martial arts around the globe. What is it that you see? How do you find these fighters?
I really can't take the credit for that. I have a business partner, George Guimarães, and he is really the big reason why these guys, he has a television show in Brazil, and he's been around the sport since the beginning. He's one of the kind of founders of this sport in the beginning, and he's my business partner, and he's always had a very good eye for talent, and I've been more of the guy who's ran the business side of it, and together we make a great combination. His strengths are my weaknesses, and his weaknesses are my strengths. So we have a good partnership, and he's the one that's kind of been able to cultivate this team of guys, so it's really not me that sees these guys and brings them over. We talk about it, we meet with the guys, and we do it together. But I would have to say, if you were to say the raw talent and who says, hey, we should sign this guy or that guy, that's nothing to do with me. That's my business partner who's been able to have that good eye.
Also, we see during interviews when you're sitting with the guys, you seem very protective of you guys. You seem almost like a father, to them. And is it a close relationship? Do you have a close relationship with all you guys?
Yes, I do. It's not just a job. They're not just my client. I love all of our guys. Every one of our guys, I have like a love, like I would for my brother or my son. Or I don't have a son, so but like a family. I've never in my career have ever put them in a situation that I would have not put my own son or my own brother in at that point in their career. Considering the options that we had on the table, I always look what's best for them. So it's not just a client kind of relationship. It's a family. The whole Black House family is, there's many different teams that make up the Black House family, and literally we're family. There's not one guy that I represent that I wouldn't have stay the weekend at my house. My kids know their kids, my family knows their family, my wife knows their wives. It's very much a family style environment. So yeah, I am protective over them, and I would protect them like I would protect anyone I love.
And talking about Black House, that's obviously the home for some of most of these guys, and that was going to be my next question is, do all your guys train at Black House? And you talk about Black House team. I've seen your guys down at King's MMA with Rafael Cordeiro, where I train myself. And do all your guys train at Black House?
Well, see, the Black House is not a team. That's what it is. It's not a team. Black House is a family. There's many different teams that make up the Black House family. There's Team Nogueira, there's Team Anderson Silva, Team Lyoto Machida, Nova União, Champions Boxing. So it's an abundance of teams that make up the family. Black House is more of a family. We have that home training facility that the guys have, but yeah, I mean they all have trained at Black House, but it's not something that we say you have to train at Black House. No, it's just an option for them to have, and they have got a full state-of-the-art training facility in Los Angeles that anytime they come to LA they have.
Sounds good. Ed Soares, we wish you good luck on Saturday night with Lyoto, and we're looking forward to seeing your fighters in the future.
Thank you.